Swing. Hello, good afternoon. Happy hump day. It is noon o'clock Eastern Standard on hump day. That is the highlight of my week. How y'all doing? Hold on. I had to put some chapstick on. Mm-mm-mm. Who do we have here? Wendy M. Good afternoon. Stephanie. Camby. Lash with Jean. Kimberlina. Gucci Gang Gamer Girl. Girly Pop. Nice to see you. Girly Pop, I see you got gifted a membership. Christy, thank you so much for gifting Girly Pop a Samantha Jean membership. We appreciate you, girl. Ham Hat, Indy, Unapologetically Val. Indy says, I have no patience for the girl today. I'll watch on the replay. Replay gang gang. See you there, girl. Wicked Crafter, working on your craft room. Jealous. Love it so much. View and Chew. Hello. Our Panda Perpetual Pundu. Toots. Nice to see you. Very lovely things you were saying. I was reading the chat while I was waiting. Salada. Hello. Fauntleroy. Ms. Monster. No. My chat just jumped. I have no idea where I was. Hello, everybody. Danny Jean. I see you. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. I'm sorry about that if you could hear it. Call me while I'm live. Hey, DG, gooey dumb, gooey ho, bitch. Ratatouille, Hellfire, Tina B. Don't fence me in. Hey, girl, hey. Pickled Sugarfoot, nice to see you. REM, Missing Mimic, Ruby, Luna. Everybody's here. I see Kimberly. Hello, Gorals. Hey, Catacord Mermaid, Freeside, Jessie Cat. Rossi Rhino, is that how you say it? Donna E. Hello. That's not the same Donna from Randy's chat, I don't think. Anyway, hello to you. Regardless, hey, Cassandra. Cassandra, are you the Cassandra from Randy's chat? Yaba and I peeked in on Randy's chat last night. It was a good time. P-Day, nice to see you. I know you were in there yesterday. Ham Hat. Hello, Shaner K. Danny Jean was incredibly hung over yesterday, but still managed to get Sabrina Carpenter tickets before they all sold out. Congratulations to you. Hung over on a Tuesday. What was the occasion? Hey, Alexis, you're laying outside on your hammock. Oh, I'm jealous. I would love that. Are we going to be blessed with low beams? Oh, what does that mean? I'm not quite sure. Christy says, welcome, Clara Jean. Hey, Amber. Lasha the Jean. Lasha, I just love your name. Lasha's Doobie Wonky. All right, listen. We have, oh, wait, GERD low beams are your kink. Okay. Anyway, yes, we have a special treat today, you guys. It is the return. Oh, here, let me share my screen. Wait. Once again, I have a lot of tabs. I'm just gonna have to figure this out. It's totally fine. But yeah, the return of the GERD. I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am excited that the GERD has returned. So I'm not really totally sure what's going on. Last we heard, the GERD was what? Shared some sort of what is it she called it? Some sort of brief or something that she was on working on diligently. I don't know. I have no idea, but for whatever reason, she's decided that she's going to come back to the rumble, to the crumble. Oh, low beams like she ain't wearing a bra. You know what? No, you will not be treated to that today. I don't think you'll be able to see that. I get it now. That's so funny. Hey, Bunny Melon. Christy, thank you so much for gifting another Samantha Jean membership. You sew and make dolls. Hey, Teddy Pig. Retail servitude. Longtime MSV. Welcome to Samantha Jean memberships. Low beams at the student council meeting. Yes, yes, of course. Christy, thank you so much for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Okay, so listen, we got a lot to cover today. I have listened to the majority of Clara Hondra's comeback kid stream. Not all of it, but I listened to the majority of it. So I do have a couple of timestamps that I've written that I want to make sure we get to. I was actually howling at one point. So I'm really excited to watch this with you guys. So let's get to it. I have some screenshots I'll be sharing here and there. But for the most part, we are going to watch and react to the GERD Returns. Let's see. Present, share screen, the GERD Returns. All right, so this was on her Crumble channel last night. PJ says, "All I gotta say is 5150. She sounded crazy AF." Mhm. Gucci Gang, you listened at 1.5? I wonder what that sound like. All right, anyway, let's get to it. It's an hour, 5 minutes, 25 seconds again. I don't think I'm gonna get to it. I did cut some things out. There are some things that she was talking about that, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna replay on my channel. So there have been some things that were cut out, but for the most part, it's here. Rossi Rhino wants to know, is that a wig? Nope, I think that's her hair. So she has finally taken the purple out. She's gotten herself a nice, sensible bob haircut. And I, for one, I think it suits her. I think it definitely makes her look her age. Which, she spent the last 2 years in her cute stoner boy girlfriend, cute stoner boy's girlfriend era. And I love that for her, but it's time for her to cut her hair and look like the 60 something year old woman that she is. And she I think she nailed it. So kudos to you, Clara Hondra. Kudos to you. Yes, Gucci Gang Gamer Girl. She chopped her hair all right. And I think it looks great. I think it looks fabulous. We love this look. We love this look for you, Clara Hondra. All right. Danny Jean says it's more age appropriate. The chat summary is quite informative. I can't see the chat summary. Does it not give it to the creator? Do you have to click on something to get it? I don't know. What does the chat summary say? Excuse me. Looks like Michael Jackson when his scalp got burned, so he had to wear wigs. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jeez, got something in my throat. Is anybody following that Karen Reed trial before we get started on Clara Hondra? Yes. Hold on one second. Is anybody following that Karen Reed trial? No, I've not watched it, but I've been like getting like the summaries on TikTok. There's this one TikToker, and she's like from that area, so she's got the really thick Boston accent, and she recaps it, and she's very animated about it. It's great. Anyway, I get my like recaps from her, but it's gone to the jury. And I agree, Kels Bells, free Karen Reed. She was set up. I hope that she is found not guilty, and I hope that, she's set free, which I think she's out on bond, isn't she? Anyway, about it. But I think that the corrupt, players that be, who I don't want to misspeak, 'cause like I said, I just kind of get the summary of it. But this seems like it's a whole case of like corruption and dirty policing. All of that needs to be looked into and dealt with once this trial is over. And that judge is horrible. Wendy M, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Forever Basic Betty. So happy you're here for us. I'm so happy you're here for me. Oh, top messages and all messages. Is that where it's at? All right, Kels Bells, thank you for being a member for 3 months as well. Missing Mimic says we got accents over here. Yeah, I love, me. I love a good mass. I love a good Massachusetts. Missing Mimic also says our state cops are corrupt. Hmm. Here in Indiana too, if you can believe that or not. That cop and accident reconstruction dude needs to be in jail. Goofy dumb, goofy hoe bitch. Mhm. Anyway, so I'm excited about that. Did it go to jury yesterday? I don't know. I don't know. I'm on jury watch with everybody else. So if the verdict comes back while we're live today, please let me know. Gucci Gang Gamer Girl says chat summary auto generated experiment quality. Well, yeah, I know, but where is that? Hold on. Viewers are reacting to the what? Is that what it says right now? Viewers are reacting to the trial involving Amber Heard and Johnny Depp discussing her new job and offering commentary on the case. That's not what mine says. Where'd you get that? Is it? Hey, Madonna. The police are always shady and the police lie. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Police lie. You thought I read Johnny Depp. Oh, it always changes? I see. From here right now? Are you kidding me? I didn't say the first word about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. Well, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before in the support group meeting, it said that the chat AI or whatever said that Yaba was talking about somebody named Lisa Manning. She absolutely was not. She was talking about uh Chantel, so that was funny as shit. Did you see the text that please do send his friends? Goofy dumb goofy hoe bitch. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, I did. Horrible. He was talking about her butthole and everything. Said that he hoped that she unalived herself. Horrible. Oh, okay, Kalari. Glad you could be here. All right, so this is yesterday. The GERD returns to the Rumble, and yeah, let's get into it, shall we? We don't have all day. Oh, the chat is the summary, not the reactor. Huh? Yeah, but nobody in the chat was talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, were they?
I have been known to frequent Kiwi.
Sorry, I had to rewind it. Look at this is the face that Clara was making.
I am here
Gosh
by
dang
popular.
it. Hold on. This is the face that Clara was making when she started her stream yesterday. Look at that face. And she's going to have the absolute nerve, the balls to put a picture of Yaba on her screen and talk shit about the way she looks. Ma'am, look, you can get a good look at the haircut. I'm really pleased to see that she took the purple out. I see she's still struggling in on the top of the head and in the bangs area, but I don't know. I guess I kind of like the bob. But look at this face. Look at the face you're making. Oh wait, I guess I didn't turn my camera on. There, fine. Since I'm going to talk shit about you, I'll go on camera too. How's that? All right. Look at that face. I love it. Wait, where's my? There we go. All right. Anyway, continue. Bullying and harassing Yaba and Sham for sure.
I am here by popular demand.
Are you?
I have been known to frequent Kiwi farms. I read the farms
You don't say.
on occasion. And there's been this like request that I read these bitches for filth. And I was holding off.
Is that true? I wouldn't know because I don't frequent the blog known as the Kiwi Farms. Have they been highly requesting for Clara Hondra of all people to drag Sam and Yaba for filth? Is that really happening? Hey, Tally 420, nice to see you. Glad you could make it. Are they over there popular demanding Clara Hondra return and take to Crumble and drag Sam and Yaba? I mean, okay. Beck Sassy Bear, thank you so much for the super chat. What is this decompressing zombie DC up to now? Well, we're about to find out together. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I couldn't get it. Lash with Jean, thank you so much for gifting 5. Samantha Jean membership. Sadila, Blessed, Beck Sassy Bear, Danny Jean, and Jojo B. You're welcome. You guys like my maraca? Yes, Clara, your fans and friends on the Kiwi Farms highly requested that you drag Sam and Yaba for Phils, and this is what she's delivered, and it's great. Christy, thank you so much for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Luna, you got it, girl. Welcome. Look, the maracas even look like the maraca I actually have. Hold on. Did I ever give you guys a close up of my maraca? Here it is. Here you go. There's the maraca. And the little emoji looks just like it, doesn't it? Anyway, that's great. Where is she? Continue.
But then I thought, you know what? Why not?
Hey, Fruity
So
Tootie.
this stream goes out to It's Pink Lava. Now, Lava, I decided to
Are you listening, Sama?
fulfill your request, but I'm hoping that in exchange for this stream, you will be giving me some information that I'm very interested in. I think you know what that is. I'm just saying.
What? What is the information that you're interested in that you would like from Pink Lava? Could it be, oh, I don't know, the DMs that she's already dumped? Why don't you have them? Everybody else has them. Everybody else has seen them. They're on your favorite little blog forum post, The Farms. You don't really need Lava to reach out to you and give you those again, do you? No. No, you don't. You're just trying to look and sound cool, huh? All right. Well, I love that for you. Right, Debbie Plumpundu? DC thinks she's really a badass. Sit your old ass down, Clarahondra. Mhm. Fruity Tooty, this is insanely pathetic that those losers on the farms have such a direct poo touching with these cows and they're sitting gassing the cows up. They are. Imagine being 60 years old and doing this. Mm-mm-mm.
It would be nice to get some information from you.
She wants everyone to give her info because she's too lazy to look for it herself. I thought you were already like 6 months into the preparation of some sort of brief for some sort of lawsuit you intend to bring against Yaba and myself. And you're just now getting around to taking to Rumble to publicly request information from Sama Deek.
Not going to go into detail, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about.
Pretty
My
sure.
email is in the description, and my DMs are open on Instagram and on Twitter. So, anyway, before we get started, I think that we need the proper intro. We need to set the tone, right? So, let's go ahead and do that. Which one do I want? Oh, let's start with this. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
She's the floor manager at a popular store in Connorsville, Indiana. Tickled the shit out of me. Hey, Wicked Weird Wednesday. Hey, last minute Laura. All right, sorry. She's gonna give us a proper. What did she say? A proper introduction. Okay, let's have it. Let's see it, Clarahondra.
Oh,
Up.
I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard thing.
It's okay, GERD Ma. We know you've only been doing this for like 7 years. Oh, there we go.
Okay, that guy's a legend, right?
That's a legend, right? Sorry, that was the funniest shit
Sorry,
we're
I'm
gonna watch.
still getting used to
This is old Ronnie boy coming in to retrieve his extra large bottle of Klonopin off the desk behind her.
this stream.
Lady K, thank you so much for this super chat. The cheek of this unwashed corpse. Yab and Sam are buttes. I guarantee she smells of sweat. Thank you so much for this super chat. You're funny. Hey, AK. AK says I heard she was nuts yesterday. She was. Baby, you watching? I didn't even get to show you this part. If you're not watching, come to the screen and look real quick. Let me know when you're here. Hey, Katie Cakes. I'm glad you're here. You made it just in time. We're going to watch my favorite part of this whole stream again. And yes, Aaliyah Alexander, in case you were wondering, I bought that I had to buy that laser eye graphic off the Etsy. It cost me $4.49 this morning. $4.49 to get that. Baby, I used your card. I hope that's okay.
StreamYard thing.
Look.
Okay, that guy's a legend, right? Guy's good. That's talent.
That guy's a legend. Meh, oh my. The chat is about Claire's new hair color, which seems to be getting negative responses from viewers. Claire is claiming that fans requested this change, which the chat is skeptical about. Chat asking for receipts. Hey, babe. That is funny as a shit. It feels better knowing you paid for it. Good.
So then what does Yaba do? She goes back on stream, and we end up looking at this. Let's see.
Yes, let's see. Show it. Show it. I think I sound just
Look
like
at that.
Bridget when I say that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Let's enhance, shall we?
Yes, let's enhance. We
Look at
shall.
that.
Please do.
Can I just point out to everybody? Can I point out to everybody that this woman is young enough to be my daughter?
What's
This
your
woman is
point?
20 years my junior.
I'd like to know what her point is.
I've heard varying accounts of how old she is, whether she's 38, whether she's 41, whatever. She's still young enough to be my daughter. This could be my daughter. And this fucking fat sow is the one who wants to go after me and tell me that I'm the one who needs weight loss surgery and I'm an old grandma and I'm balding and all this.
I don't think that Yaba has ever referred to Clarahondra as an old grandma. I don't think so because she's not a grandma. She's not even a mother. Are you? No. Now balding, yes. You're definitely afflicted with the balding, but grandma, no, no. I don't think you've ever called her a grandma. GERD ma. Yes, yes, GERD ma. Now, I do have a recollection of that. I do recall the GERD ma. Grandma, not so much. Hey, Kitty, Connecticut. Thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. It's been a while. Can I get a Sam with the Jean? What does the nanny do? Absolutely. Here, I'll give it to you again. What does the nanny do? Anywho,
This other shit. Let's take another look. We've got another perspective here. Look at that. Woo, girl. You know that now people are saying, all right, you know what? That's enough going on camera, Yaba. We've had enough. We've seen enough. Look at that.
If I looked like the GERD gang, any member of the GERD gang, I would ask Yaba to turn the camera off too, because nobody had any idea just how bad that would make them look, did they? No, they didn't. Look at Beg Linda. Just look at her,
Dry, nasty, straw-like hair, giant face. And then this bitch had the fucking nerve to tweet out that Belinda is so poor and Belinda could not even dream of having.
I just think that you're being purposely obtuse here. You know exactly why Yaba tweeted that out. Beg Linda's the one who wants everyone to believe that she's poor. You got Husseth the Jean over there announcing that Beg Linda lives in poverty. You got what's his name? Cliffy P also letting everyone know that Beg Linda lives in poverty. Beg Linda's coming on here and, begging for money. She can't even buy her own glasses. She's the one telling everybody she's poor. She's dependent on people believing that she's poor. That's right. Aaliyah also calls Beg Linda poor. In fact, I believe Aaliyah Alexander said that she lives in poverty, and that's her best friend. So you have her 3 best friends. You've got Aaliyah Alexander, Husseth Jean, and Cliffy P all telling us that old poor Beg Linda over there is poor and living in poverty. But you want to call Yaba to task for it. I mean, okay, whatever. She's poor and smells like sour milk. She's poor, smells like sour milk and an ashtray is what she smells like.
What Yaba
We're supposed to be jealous of Belinda for some reason.
has in the background of her stream. Yaba, did you guys know that Yaba has a $300 record player? Imagine bragging about a fucking record player in the year 2024. Bitch, this is not 1984. It is.
That's a badass record player, I'll have you know. And in 1984, record players didn't cost $300, I really don't think. What's her point? I'm confused on this one.
2020.
I mean, it wasn't Yaba. Yaba wasn't the one talking about the things she has in her background. That was poor Beg Linda. Was it not? Yeah, exactly. You didn't brag. Beg Linda said that you had dollar store crap in your background. And you set her straight. You set the record straight. That's not dollar store nothing, bitch. That's a $300 record player back there. Okay. Not to mention the laser cutter, which by the way was not leased, nor was the printer. Listen, she's probably not going to like the fact that I'm disclosing this. But the printer wasn't leased. That wasn't exactly the truth. She just, listen, people got real nosy when we posted the picture of the box. And of course, yes, we knew better. We should have known better. We should have known people would, go take to the Google and try to figure out what was in the box and how much it cost. And y'all was a very humble person. And she, so she said, I got it on payments. I didn't even buy it outright. I got it. Well, no, she did. She bought that thing outright. and the laser cutter. So now you can all just, I guess tuck that away. Now you can't tease her about buying the printer on payments anymore because she absolutely did not buy the printer on payments. But whatever. Continue telling Yaba all about herself, please.
Before. If you had made a comment about having a slick record player back in the 80s or even in the 90s, that would have been one thing. But a $300 record player, I'm sorry, I'm not impressed.
Yes, Teddy Pig. Business expenses are tax deductible. You
Is
know
that
that,
record
right?
player
Right,
leased out
Clara?
as well?
What?
And all the I'm not impressed. Is that record player leased out as well? And all the records and your tacky fairy lights and the
Hey, now. Those are not tacky and they're not fairy lights. Those are LED. There's a difference. There's a difference. The fairy lights are those cheap lights on the strings, No, those are LED lights. Shameful. This
other
is
tacky
slander.
cheap shit that you have in the background. I mean,
Nothing in y'all's background can be classified as cheap shit, but okay,
look, I
fine.
don't brag about our background. I don't. I
Did she just say what I think she said? Did I miss that part? Did she just say I don't brag about what I have in my background? What?
I mean, look, I don't.
And you know what? All this talk about what's in Yaba's background and if it's cheap or if it's expensive or did she lease it or did she pay for it outright? This is precisely why we don't go on camera because you guys are too nosy about what's going on in the background and what we have behind us. That's why. Ain't got nothing to do with us being fat. We all been knew we were fat. Yaba's been on camera for years. I've been on camera for years. It's because y'all are nosy and you want to talk about what we got going on in the background. Exactly. Pills is what's in the background. You mean to tell me you didn't see that bottle of pills back there? That gargantuan size bottle of pills back there in your background? Just like what? You didn't see the pornography on the TV behind you when you were on panel with Ron and what's her name? That Ginger Lee or whatever. You remember that's how you got your YouTube channel yeeted? You didn't see that either? Tell us more about your Barbies in the background, Clara, please.
I don't brag about our background. I don't.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
she doesn't. You can see it right there. You can tell that she does not have a light switch cover in the background. Yeah, no, she doesn't.
My lovely Barbies. I have my Tippy Hedren Barbie. That one, by the way, that Barbie right there, the one in the black. I mean, I'm not one to brag. I'm not one to brag. There
Mhm.
were only 1,000 of that Barbie made.
Yes, Fruity Tooty, the blurry filter has to be on the whole time.
That is a very, very, very rare Barbie.
Oh, she's
Now,
got a rare Barbie? Oh, okay.
that Barbie sells on eBay, the one in the black, if you can follow my finger. That Barbie sells on eBay for upwards of $14,000. And no,
I'm not so sure about that. Hey, goofy, dumb, goofy hoe bitch. Says bitch sits there with a dusty Christmas tree, no switch plates or cabinet doors. Thank you so much for the super chat. Press X to doubt. Press X to doubt. Can I turn her up? She's up all the way. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, she's up all the
I
way.
did not pay.
So she claims that that Barbie back there sells on eBay for upwards of $14,000. You might want to super glue that motherfucker to the cabinet. You might want to super glue it. You might want to chain it down. You might want to take a picture of it and document the fact that it was located in that room of that house on that date. Otherwise, old Ronnie boy is gonna slap that motherfucker up on eBay and sell it for $200. You can literally hear Ron pressing his ear up against the door when she said something in that room sells on eBay for upwards of $14,000. Put one of those Apple Findy things in it. Yeah, glue it to the bottom of the box. That's your best bet. That's what you need to be doing.
$14,000.
Does she have central air yet? No. Does the furnace work yet? No. How is the piss drenched basement, Gerdma? Dude, there's so much piss leaking into the basement from her dog that Ron has had to move his little operation off to like this storage room down in the basement to get away from the piss. Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for the super chat. Making note to not put my cheap fairy lights on future crafted gifts. Just kidding. You'll get them anyway. Cope, thank you so much for the super chat. Pill money, honey. Mm-mm-mm. When is she gonna start bragging about sales at the Attic Trash Shop? I'm here for that. Oh, Wu-Tang Clam coming in with the facts says it's around 200 to 250 on eBay. Thank you for that. Morning, Vicky. Vicky, nice to see you.
For that Barbie.
DG says I don't think their house is worth 14K. It's not. It's not.
But I'm just saying that if you're going to collect something, it's probably better to know what it is that you're buying and not just buy cheap shit and hoard it in the background and pretend.
You mean not like the way you and your genius business mogul boyfriend buy cheap Timu shit and hoard it in that brick and mortar space next to the Save a Lot in Connorsville, Indiana, unable to sell a motherfucking thing? Is that where Ron's been the last couple of weeks? Has he been working down at the store to list everything on eBay like he said he was gonna do? Because he can't sell it in the store. If I recall correctly, Ron's been reselling on eBay for like the last, what, 10 to 14 years, and he isn't able to make sales on the eBay. That's the whole reason he opened a brick and mortar store. And now he says he can't sell his cheap crap that he's hoarding in the brick and mortar. So now he says he's going to list it on eBay. Oh, wait, that's right. Ron's not down at the store feverishly listing all the hoarded Temu shit in the store on eBay so he can get rid of it all. And then we know he's not doing that because on Facebook every day he makes an announcement that he won't be working at the store today, but Clara and Bug will. That's right. He has been sending Clara to work the store every single day for the last 2 weeks. But yes, please tell us more about buying cheap crap and hoarding it somewhere. Tally says, "Can you pinch Yabba's chinks for me? She's so cute." Thank you so much for the super chat, Tally. Yes, I can. Gooey dumb, gooey oh, bitch. The highest sold on any Barbie is $11,000, and that ain't it. On the eBay. Thank you so much for that, Goofy dumb, goofy ho, bitch. Goofy dumb, goofy ho, bitch. I'll have you know is a subject matter expert, so we appreciate you weighing in. A Toot says, so says the attic buyer heading up to purchasing of all Temu discounted closeout, return, and clearance items. Yes, buy more high quality American made Temu trinkets to sell it in Connorsville, Indiana, next to the fucking Save a Lot. Get out of my face.
And like you're balling like that.
Clara gave up her life and career in Washington, D.C. to be a greeter at a store no one shops at in Connorsville, Indiana, next to the Save a Lot. Let that sink in. But yes, please tell me and Yaba more about ourselves. Hey, Lisa Simpson.
No. Yaba also boasted about having
Alex.
investments.
Yaba boasted about having investments. Yes, investing in our business. Yes. And
Leasing a printer is not an investment.
it's not leased. Fine, we confess. She bought it outright. She did. You want to see the receipt? I'm sure we got it somewhere.
Too overpriced.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at there. It's Jack. Listen.
Leasing a printer is not an investment. Too overpriced designer dogs are not an investment. It's not an investment.
Put it back up there.
Leasing a printer is not an investment. Too overpriced designer dogs are not an investment. It's not an investment.
They're not designer dogs. At least that's not my understanding. He's a freaking, what is he? A French bulldog? And Harlow, I'll have you know, is a Boston Terrier.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. Well, and the printer's not just for our merch. I mean, I'm printing all kinds of shit with that thing. I am. You should see my car. It's covered in shit I printed on the printer. Not really. Bacon makes fun of me. He says the car decals that I made on the printer are tacky. He teases me, but they're not. They're cool as hell. I'll show you guys.
Nope.
Tally says shacking up with Ron is not an investment. Who leases a dog? What is she talking about? Says the woman who got rid of her elderly dog to move in with this loser. Thank you for reminding us of that and pointing that out. Yeah, you got nerve bringing up dogs.
Not at all. It's not an investment. You and that fat bitch, Sam, wouldn't know an investment.
That's so rude. I mean, I might be fat, but I would have to venture to say I'm not a bitch. I'm not fat and a bitch. You can't be both. See, can't be both. That was just so rude, so harsh.
If it bit you on the ass. Because, like most poor trailer
All
park
right. Yaba says, doesn't Ron sell shirts? I'm so confused. How are we supposed to do it, Clara? That's right. I guess we are doing it wrong. We're supposed to be buying shirts off Temu and then reselling them. Or what? Designing shirts and sending the design to the Printify and have them printing them for us, and then get stuck with 20 shirts that nobody wants and can't even give away for $5. Remember when Ron pulled that box of shirts out of the closet and was like, flash sale, I'm selling all the shirts for $5? How many shirts did he actually sell? I think he sold one, if that. One. I want to see the box. In fact, I guarantee you, if I were to go to the Attic Facebook page right now and peruse through his the little lives he does on Facebook, I guarantee you that box of shirts is in that store. He couldn't, yes, the Ed Gein shirts. He couldn't even give those shirts away for $5. But please tell us how the fuck we're doing it wrong.
white
Please.
trash. When you get money, you spend it.
Oh,
Don't you?
yeah, the yoga mats. When you get money, you spend it.
Most poor trailer park white trash. When you get money, you spend it. Don't you? You spend it right away and you spend it on garbage. You know, if you ask
Did she just say that we spend our money on garbage? Ma'am, look around the house you're sitting in. You have fucking Barbie dolls. Look at your brick and mortar business full of trash. What about the yoga mats? Yes. How many yoga mats did you sell? How many lapel pins have been sold? Matter of fact, I have not checked in on the eBay store lately. Give me just a moment. What is it? The other, oh, here's the attic dot fun. Oh, I don't want that. Decline. I don't know why it said that. Hold on. The attic dot fun. Let's see. When was the last time the attic dot fun was updated? Oh, March 8th with a t-shirt that nobody wants. Look at this. Look at this shit. Tell us how we're doing it wrong, please. Look at their inventory. Oh my God. The money they have spent, they could have bought 5 printers. Exactly. Look at this. How much is old Ronnie paying for these t-shirts he can't sell? I gotta know. Hold on, let me go back over here. Let me pull up the other market. Or wait, did they change it? I think they changed the name, but if you type in the other market, eBay, it still comes up. Yep, it still comes up. What is this shit? Look at this. Okay, hold on. We're gonna take a trip over to the attic eBay. 1.5 thousand items sold, 97 followers. Here's the about page. Okay, since November 4th, 2010, 14 years. Over the past 14 years, it's taken old Ronnie to sell 1.5 thousand items on his eBay store. Please tell us more about how we're doing it wrong. What in the shit is this? Where did he get these? What is that? $12.99 for a fuck what people think baseball cap, snapback hat, adult, outdoor, casual, sun, hat, sports. Look at the tags. Okay. $12.99 for 2 ultra zoom lens for any phone. Temu, $12.99. Yes, please tell us more how we're doing it wrong. $15 for a hat with a bite taken out of it. $4.99. A lot of 38 Garbage Pail Kids. Look at this. Look at all the shit that's still there that's never gonna sell, will never sell. Look, yes, how many lapel pins has Ron sold? Please tell me. $3.99. Look at this. Dollhouse miniature, 4 buckets of buttered popcorn. The whole set for the low, low price of $6.99. Look at this junk. Look at this junk. What is this? Wake and Bake cause novelty funny sign decor metal sign $12.99. Why don't you mark it down to 7? Somebody might buy it. I don't know. Look at this. $10.99 for an indoor outdoor smart Wi-Fi plug. Timu. Timu. Wicked Crafter. Their jealousy is oozing from their sandwich. Thank you so much for the super chat. Look at this shit. A lot of 30 miniature liquor bottles, brand new, dollhouse decor, $10 for that crap. Oh my God, what is this? This is a Mainstays body pillow cover, 20 by 54, zippered closure, $4.99. What are you doing? Are you going to the Walmart? I know what he's doing. You know how Walmart, they have that one aisle where they put like a bunch of like random ass clearance stuff? He's buying the random ass clearance stuff from the Walmart and reselling it on his eBay. $7.99 for a sleeping Tom and Jerry. Okay, whatever. Anyway, look at this. Look, I will give credit where credit is due. I will. Ron said that he was going to start listing all of his junk that he can't sell at the store on his eBay. And clearly, he has been making listings. Does he have 3 entire pages? 3 whole pages at 48 items per page. Okay, granted. Hold on. Page 3 only has 2 items. So I'm not going to give you credit for the 3rd page because it only has 2 items. So 48 items per page, 2 full pages, whatever that math comes out to be, I don't know. Almost 100 items, almost 100, or is it 100 if you add in the 2? I don't know. Ron has been making listings, like he said, and by that, Ron got his mommy to do it. Congrats, Ronald. You're doing great, sweetie. Lisa Simpson says it's like Goodwill, but somehow worse. Okay, listen, we got to get back to Clara's Rumble streamer. We're never gonna get through it. All right, shh.
Me about investments, I would
8, thank you. But okay, so is it 98 and then you add in the 2 on page 3 that would make it 100? So he has you know how Ron be. I'm telling you right now. Ron made a deal with Clara. He committed to posting 100 items on eBay, and boy, howdy, he meant it. Oh, 98 total? Oh, you're right, because it's 96 before the 2. All right, got it. Well, anyway, he committed to posting 100 listings on the eBay. He promised Clara Honja he would do that. Do you guys know what he's doing when he's sending Clara out to work the store every day for the last 2 weeks? Do you know what he's doing? He's claiming that he's going out picking. Dude, why are you going out picking when you can't sell the shit you have? You can't sell the shit you already have listed on eBay. You can't sell the shit you have in your brick and mortar. Yet you're making Clara work the store every day and telling her that you're going out picking. It's great. I love it. DC Gerdma sold her dog piss condo at a huge loss at a time where the housing market is booming for sellers. Yes, let that sink in. Yeah, picking the Walmart clearance aisle. I bet that he's given up on picking at the Goodwill, and I guarantee that's what he's doing. He's driving to Walmarts and all the surrounding areas and picking their clearance aisle. Sorry. Maybe I should put out and do not disturb. Baby, I just seen what you posted on Twitter. That looks so good. Hold on. I'm going to go to do not disturb. That really looks good with the blue. I love it. I love it. Okay, anyway, back to you, girl.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Tomorrow at the close of market, Chipotle is going to.
Okay, yeah, they're talking about how her and Ron are Wall Street investment gurus. Everybody, listen up. I'm going to give you all a moment to get your pens in your paper so you can take notes, and you too can be a Wall Street investment guru, just like Clara and Ron. Please, everybody, I'll give you a moment. Oh, which, by the way, look at my current notepad that I'm using. I'm using these little notepad sheets that I made myself from the desk of Harlow Jean. Look how cute those are. It has her picture on it and everything. And then down there at the bottom, there's a little dog that looks just like her. And actually, Jack, they both do that. Aren't these the cutest thing ever? You can buy these on my merch store, not the physical paper ones, but I sell them in a digital file, and they're so much fun. Anyway, everybody have their pen and paper so you can take notes on how you too can be Wall Street, a Wall Street investment guru, just like Ron and Clara. Ooh, where is Goofy Dumb Goofy Ho Bitch here? Does this pen look familiar to you? This is one you sent me, and I absolutely love her. Focus. I love her so much. She's got a really fine tip. Look at that. Whatever. Anyway, love it so much. All right, are we ready? Hey, Yaba, someone told me you might side on me because I said something Belinda says. I was not aware that it was something she says. Oh, our pin of perpetual pawn too. Don't worry about it. Whatever it is, don't you worry.
You know, if you asked me about investments, I would tell you, oh, I'm glad you asked. Tomorrow at the close of market, Chipotle is going to split 50 to 1, which means that the stock price, which has been hovering at over $3,000 per share for months, is going to be now at around 60 or so dollars a share. And now is the time to buy. I mean, not now, but tomorrow after the market closes. I would tell you to buy Nvidia, which just went through a stock split. Broadcom is going to split next month. Williams Sonoma is going to split on Thursday. There are tons of great investments out there, but you know what that requires? It requires studying, and it requires actually following content that does not involve Chantal mukbangs.
Fruity Tooty or who said that? No, Freya's cat. I actually did. I made one that like had the backing on it and it was like 20 or so pages and you could tear them off and it had magnets on it. I did it. It's just very time consuming when you do that by hand. So I made one for myself and I used it all up. And now whenever I want to write on these papers, I just print a couple of sheets and cut them and I just use them like this. But yeah, it's totally fun to do that, but very time consuming. Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. He's got her using her money for stocks. Oh, Clara, I really love that for you. Ask Rev what Shani did to his money in stocks. Ooh, very good. Thank you for the super chat. I don't think Ron has her using her money for stocks. I think this is all Clara. I really do. Which is fascinating because according to Clara, she and Ron have been on an investment kick lately, and they're doing very well on Wall Street. But I can't tell because to hear Ron tell it in his live me's that he's doing, in case you didn't know, Ron is still on the live me. He's streaming a minimum of 30 hours a week so he can get his little live me coin. I think he said they pay him like $130 as long as he streams 30 hours a month, rather a month on live stream. You mean to tell me that Ron's doing very well with Wall Street stock market investments? So well so that he's still squeezing his 30 hours a month in on live me. He hates live me. He hates streaming on live me. You can't even tell it. I mean, you can tell it, but he tells us how much he hates it. Do you really think Ron would be streaming on the live me 30 hours a month for $130 if he was doing well on the stock market? Absolutely not. You're a liar, and so is he. Anyway, Claire's aunt made all the money DC is spending on her little crybaby boy in the stock market. What, baby? Hold on. I don't want to scream into the mic. She said, "How much is that an hour?" Oh, let me ask the chat. No, I'll use my own calculator. Thank you. Let's see. Let's figure out Ron's hourly wage from his gig on the live me. Let's see. $130 divided by 30 hours. It's $4.33 an hour. So you mean to tell me that Ronald Corbin's doing so well in the stock market thanks to Clara's expert stock market advice and knowledge that he is also taking minimum 1 hour out of his day, 30 days out of the month to ensure that he makes his $4.33 streaming on the live me that he hates. I call bullshit. Now, we know one of these two things to be fact. We know for a fact that Ron is begrudgingly streaming 1 hour a day to accumulate 30 hours a month on live me. We know he's doing it. That's a fact. He's doing it. We also know he hates doing it. We also know he only does it for the $130. Now, what we don't know for a fact is that she's telling the truth, right? So you just proved that you're a liar, because there's no way in hell Ron would be doing the live me if he's doing so on the stock market. So there you go. There you have it. Case closed. Case closed. I don't know where my gavel is. Do I ever? No. Y'all always wonder. I'm sure you hear me turn around like, where's my gavel? I'm turning around and taking it out of this thing because for some reason this is where I always put it after I'm done live streaming. So anyway, case closed. Claire's a liar. Ron's not making shit on the stock market. If he was, he wouldn't be live streaming on Live Me for $130 a month. Lasheth Jean, thank you so much for gifting 5 Samantha Jean memberships. Welcome, members. Baba Booey, Wicked Weird Wednesday, Abby Joe, JC, and Vampire Princess. Welcome, members. Boop, boop. All right, I'll put her there. Oh, Karen Reed update is the jury asked to see a report of the searches performed, and the judge said no. You get no. What's ex day evidence? Is that extra? Was it? What do you mean? Was it entered into evidence? Was it part of testimony? That judge has it out for Karen Reed. That judge is absolutely trying to protect the state and the corrupt police. You can tell it. She's so mean. Anyway, Ivana Have Sex. Nice to see you. Hunchback Negs isn't doing so well in the stock market either, which is why he's signing up for crypto scams, which is how he got all his accounts hacked. He's a failure at everything he does. Absolutely. No lies told. Let me see if I can find that comment and put it on the board because I really want Claire to read it. You too, Ron. You see that? I'm going to read it again. Hunchback Negs isn't doing so well in the stock market either, which is why he's signing up for crypto scams, which is how he got all of his accounts hacked. He's a failure at everything he does. I love that. I love that part. All right. Anyway, back to you, Clara. Let me take
doxing your customers and that
that's
kind
slander.
of shit.
That's
right?
slander. Not only is that a lie, but that's slander. It's slander and libel. You should probably stop doing that.
So that's my investment advice.
Hold on. Langley has questions. Langley, I'm glad you're here today. Langley would like to know, where's that cane corso? Where's your trip to London? Where's all the land you were going to buy? They spoke many times of these types of things. They sure did. Where's your cane corso? Where's your European vacation? Where's the piece of land in the house you were going to buy?
It's done well for me. It has done very, very well for Negs. We've gotten into a bit of an investment kick.
You're lying.
And we've made really good money on Wall Street.
You have not. You've not made shit. You're lying. That's your dead aunt's money. We all know it.
Really good money. But that's because we don't buy designer dogs. We don't.
Bradley D, she took that trip to Israel. Yeah, and you know what? I think that she paid for that trip to Israel with her aunt's money because she's the executor of the estate. And I remember hearing her saying something that she was going to Israel in search of some family member, I guess, and she was trying to like say that like she had to as a part of her duties as executor of the estate. So I guarantee you that was her aunt's money too. Let's see. Hold on. Oh yeah, Teddy Pig wants to know, where's your furnace? Where's your furnace? What about your central air? You're making excellent money. Listen, I don't care. If I was living in a home that did not have central air or heat, the minute I started making really good money on Wall Street investments, I would take however much it is, what, $3,000, $4,000 and get some central heat and air in my house. But oh no, not Claire and Ron. So yes, tell us more about how you're so successful. Very good. Said, show us your scalp, Clara. Thank you for the super chat.
Lease shit. We buy stuff and we own it. I told you a couple of other things too. Remember that infamous bricks to the head phone call?
Thank you for saying that, Lasheth Jean. Yes. Do you remember the infamous bricks to the head phone call? Please talk about it, Clara. Grift Gang, are you listening? Of course you are. Beg Linda, Cliffy P, Foul Owl, you're all here? Good, good. All right, listen up. Oh, first though, Goofy Dumb Goofy Ho Bitch, fun fact, Ron's store has a 10% sell-through rate. That means he sells about 30 items in a 90-day period. So one piece of Temu every 3 days. Holy crap. Now there's some numbers for you. Freya's cat says, "Sam, your background is very aesthetically pleasing." Thank you. It's a mess and it bothers me, and I hate going on camera because it bothers me that it's such a mess back there, but I'll figure it out. I think what I might end up doing is I know you guys like it, but it's a mess and it bothers me. Plus, I have to take things down sometimes, like if I'm gonna go on camera, and who can be bothered with that? So I think I'm gonna turn my desk so there's a wall behind me, and then, I can, I don't know, I guess put shit up on the wall that will be just as aesthetically pleasing. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. If I do though, I'm gonna paint because I do not like the color of this wall. And I really, really, really I'm thinking about like a really pretty light pink maybe. So I don't know. Stay tuned. Gotta get through the busy summer first, and then we'll see about that. Anyway, be quiet. She's about to talk about the bricks to the head phone call. Let's hear all about it. Let's hear what Clara has to say.
You. Remember that infamous bricks to the head phone call? Remember that? The phone call that they freaked out about and they dragged Negs to court over. Remember that?
Busted Can of Biscuits, thank you so much for the super chat. Did that stock money fix that lisp? Did you guys finally buy the dump and get mom and uncle's names off grandma's house? I'll wait. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mom, just so you know, just to set the record straight, mom and uncle's name came off the deed to the house when they signed it over to Ron, but grandma's name remains and it will remain. Tutti Frutti says, Samantha Jean, can you once again clarify there was no doxing of customers? Yes, I've never doxed a customer, and you know that. Damn it, Amber's information was found out via Clara because Clara is the one who came on the internet and told everybody that Damn it, Amber was on Hussey's witness list for the DC case, the DC slander case. Well, Hussey's witness list only had 6 names and only one of them was Amber. So put 2 and 2 together. Damn it, Amber was Amber, you know who. And then you don't need you don't need you don't need a person to hand you their address and phone number on a silver platter to be able to, identify them by their first and last name. Like, but I mean, I guess if you want to say that, who else did they try to say that I doxed? Didn't they try to say I doxed somebody else? I know Dildo ain't gonna try me on that shit because Dildo has always used her full legal name on the internet, ever even going back to the OGDC days, and her like actual identity and her husband's identity was found out because she used her full legal name as her screen name or whatever. But that was all found out way back in the day. Everybody's been known who a Monica Pilgrim is, where she lives, what her husband does for work. And that happened years ago. And it wasn't even by me. That wasn't even my people who looked into Monica Pilgrim and found out that she was lying about her husband, that he wasn't really an attorney, that he worked for the Salvation Army, and that she lived in Canada and had a house in, I think, Vegas. It wasn't me. It wasn't my people. Okay. So she got doxxed a long time ago. What are you talking about? Oh, right. Fruity Tooty. Okay. So Pink Lava. All I did was confirm it's Pink Lava's first name after it came out that Pink Lava spent months tracking hints from Yaba's streams to dox her kids. Exactly, Fruity Tooty. That belongs on the board. First of all, everybody knew that Pink Lava's name was Sama. All I did was confirm that yes, Pink Lava's first name is Sama. That's not doxing. It's just not, plain and simple. Thank you, Mystique. I appreciate you. We appreciate your support of our business. Don't Fence Me In wants to know, damn it, Amber's the one who robbed her parents' friend's house and pissed on their carpet, right? Yes, Don't Fence Me In. That's the one. Damn it, Amber. You got it. Anyway, you better stop slandering us and our business.
I told you guys, didn't I, that they weren't afraid? I told you they weren't scared. They were never scared. Never. The minute that they got that phone call, all that they saw were dollar signs. Because what did they do that night? They went on stream and they played the call and then they announced the phone.
Exactly, Ratatouille. What Pink Lava did was doxing. Fruity Tooty says, who does that? It's Pink Lava is insane and creepy to keep track of little comments Yaba would say about her day to figure out where her kids went to school. And yet that's exactly what she did. When Pink Lava herself doxed our old apartment, she literally that's what they do. When they figure out somebody's docs, they get so proud of themselves that in the post, they map out step by step how it is they came about obtaining the docs, and also to verify that, like, this is authentic. She, like, she would take things that Gabo was saying, like the fact that there was construction going on outside our building. Like, she literally kept notes of just little mundane things that Gabo was saying, and then she narrowed it down and she figured it out. That's doxing, ma'am. That's doxing.
Phone number, and they announced the person that placed the call, the person that the number was registered to, the name of the person. And that person was Corey Barnhill, who's
What?
also known as Zoom.
What? Say what? Who was that person? Let's tap it back, because present day, according to the Grift Gang, old Big Wheezy 22 over there, Cliffy P, and even Foul Owl, they're trying to rewrite history and pin the phone call and the comments about the bricks to the head on Tragic and the bodega. That's their very important narrative present day. Well, here we have Clara Hondra coming in and reminding us all, don't take our word for it. Here's Clara telling you herself. It was Corey Barnhill. It was Zoom who made that call. Say it again. Are you listening, Big Linda? This is your friend. This is your friend Clara, who sends you presents in the mail. This is where you got your Trumpy bear. This is Auntie Clara busting your ass clean out, blowing your little narrative right out the water. You really needed that one to stick, didn't you? That's all we hear about. Oh, you're friends with the who threatened to kill your kids. You're friends and the bricks to the head. Now you're friends with them. You really needed that one to stick, didn't you? I thought Clara was your friend. I thought she sent you a Trumpy bear.
That placed the call, they went on stream and they played the call, and then they announced the phone number, and they announced the person that placed the call, the person that the number was registered to, the name of the person. And that person was Corey Barnhill, who's also known as Zoom.
And you know how Clara knows for a fact that that was Corey Barnhill, Zoom, who placed that call? Because Corey Barnhill, aka Zoomy Booby, did not just one day wake up and decide that he was going to place a phone call to two fat lesbians in Indiana and threaten them and their children. No. Corey Barnhill, Zoomy Booby, did that because Clara Hondra and Ronald had befriended Corey Barnhill, aka Zoomy Booby, and his merry little band of internet idiots, and had recruited them for the job. Look at this. These are comments in Clara's live stream back on December 26, 2022, which was, I believe, 2 or 3 days before the phone call happened where the whole bricks to the head thing. This is Dr. Roxo or whatever. This is in Clara's chat. Let's talk about the brick. Respond to me in chat or we're going to swat you again. Pickle one brick. This is to me, Sam Tuffler. What flavor of brick y'all like? This was in Clara's chat before the phone call was made. So here's this. Here's an excerpt from Clara Frank's live stream. It's over for me. The cat lady's done caught me. This was streamed live December 22nd, 2022, which was, I think, 8 days before the phone call from Zoomy Booby. Here's an excerpt from that transcript. This is Clara. She says, all right, you guys, don't forget, please join next Patreon. You get the Discord. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. It's a great Discord. She sounds just like Trump. This line, just like Trump. You get the Discord. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. It's a great Discord. If you want to see where all the tea is being spilled, you can go into the bodega server because it's some fun guys. It's amazing. You get to hang out with Rocket, Zoom, and Roxo. It's amazing. Never a dull moment in either Discord. So do join. Negs' community. It's a lot of fun. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe and become a member if you want. Claire and Ron were BFFs with Roxo and Zoom and the Zoomy Booby gang, weren't they? Yes, they were. Okay, hold on. Let me close this. All right. So here, oh, wait. Is that the one I want? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, this, you know what? I know it's great, isn't it, Lisa? I do a great Trump impression. I really, really do. Okay. So, I don't think she said it yet. She said that, we took Negs to court over this and not Corey Barnhill, not Zoomy Booby. Corey Barnhill, Zoomy Booby was absolutely reported for this, and the local sheriff's department did investigate this. But they were unable to make contact with Corey Barnhill, and ultimately that is why it was closed. But it says right here, Ruth and Dowles, my name was Dowles at the time, called the Google Voice number for a second time. This time, the Google Voice had been disabled on the other end, and the call was forwarded to voicemail. The number provided by the voicemail as belonging to that phone was 973-413-9719. When this number was searched in Google, the results came back as the number belonging to Corey Barnhill. So I don't know what your point is, Grandma, but thank you for look at this one. Thank you for reminding us all that it was in fact had nothing to do with tragic, that it was your friends, Corey Barnhill, Roxo, Zoomy, and the Zooby Booby gang, who are responsible for that phone call. Thank you for that. That's the official police investigation report. That is or it was that I had on screen. It's an actual screenshot from that sheriff's department report. So as you can see, what was tragic contacted by the sheriff's department back then about the phone call? No, he wasn't. I love this so much. Oh, wait, no, wait, not that one. Hold on. There it is. This one, this one, this one. Let me close that one so I don't pull it up again on accident. These are my favorite. Hold on, wait. It's the whole thing. Okay. That's the one that's showing. Okay, hold on. He gets closer and closer to the pill bottle. Here, let me do it again. That's so much fun. I had a good time doing that, and I didn't have a whole lot of time. I had to throw that together pretty quick this morning, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. Crack it up. Anyway, where were we? Oh, wait, where's the video? Jesus, back to you, Clara. Goofy dumb goofy old bitch says she's not too good at these blood sports, huh? Nope, she never has been.
Okay. If they had been afraid because of those phone calls, they would have taken Zoom to court, but they took Negs instead.
Why would we have taken Zoom to court on a civil thing? We reported Zoomy Booby Corey Barnhill. There's a whole ass sheriff's department report. There was a whole ass sheriff's department investigation, but it's very difficult to get anything done when the other party is another state. Unless, of course, their crime is so egregious, like, oh, I don't know, threatening to commit a crime, to wit, murder, to wit, assault, like Ron did, which prompted the state of Massachusetts to actually bring him up on charges. I mean, that's great. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to get a podunk Southern Indiana county sheriff's department to, really take this kind of shit seriously and really kind of push the issue. To get some other sheriff's department or police department in another state to also give a fuck to try to make contact with the subject. Like, I mean, let's face it, these aren't felony, complaints. These are, misdemeanor, low level misdemeanor things. Like, local law enforcement does not have the resources or the time to really push the issue on these things. So really, who was it that said that somebody had the German police called on them? Was that AK? I think I just heard it the other day that she got a phone call from the German police. because who was it? Who reported her to the German police? Anyway, like, what can they really do other than, like, I don't know. Like, if they call him and try to talk to him, he don't answer the phone, like, what are they you really think that the Floyd County, Indiana Sheriff's Department is going to approve expenses for, 1 well, they probably have to go, like, 2 at a time. They have to have a buddy. What, to fly out to wherever some jackass on the internet is said to maybe be living so he can knock on their door and talk to him? No, ain't gonna happen. Savannah. Yes, Savannah did. But Sam, Cliffy has the FBI working hard. You know what? We're gonna blow that shit out of the water one day. You mark my words. I'm gonna circle back around to that, and we are absolutely gonna blow that shit out of the water. Your day is coming, Cliffy P. I'm gonna take the camera one of these days here coming up soon, and I'm gonna start making some phone calls, and I'm gonna prove you to be a fucking liar. How about that?
Why? Because they knew that they
Yes, Alex, the FBI is gonna arrest Tragic for texting someone threatening to poop in their driveway.
could monetize it. They knew they could lie to those fat piss-soaked cat ladies in the audience, and they knew that idiots like Owl would
What do you mean? Where's the lie? What did we lie about? We played the call. We played the call. We unmasked the number. It came back as Zoom Corey Barnhill. We did a live stream and told y'all. We filed a sheriff's department report about it. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? And where's the money? I don't think anybody gave me any money for that. It was on my channel. We went live on my channel as we always do with this sort of thing, especially, when we do those live streams at night from the bed on the cell phone. It's on my channel. I didn't make any money off of that. What are you talking about? Kumquat Manager, thank you so much for gifting 5 Samantha Jean memberships. Lydia C, Moonchild, Damon Von Clausewitz, Marissa's Life, and Stephanie's JK. Welcome. Ooh, glad to see familiar names and faces getting the gifted memberships. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. What was I saying? Yeah, make what? Make what money? And we deleted the video. We didn't even leave it up. So there wasn't even like AdSense. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Ooh, idiot witch. I like your maracas in the chat. Those are the standard emojis. Huh? I kind of like those.
run with it, and that the entire community would run with it. We would get a hate mob directed towards us.
Dude, what are you talking about? Literally in the 4 to 6 weeks before those phone calls were made, you were name dropping Zoom and the Zoomy Booby gang every live stream. You and Ron, both of you, talking about Zoomy Booby, telling people where they could join a Discord and hang out with Zoomy Booby and his friends. Of course, the finger was pointed at you. Zoomy Booby did not just waltz in, to our little community, wherever the hell it is, our little sector on YouTube. He didn't just stumble upon us and take aim at the 2 fat lesbians in Indiana. You were talking to the dude, you were hanging out with them, you were schmoozing with him. You guys were and it wasn't just that. There was the shit with ATX and I'll get you the goods, and DCS came to our house, and literally the DCS report was word for word the same shit Ron was saying on his stream, and Ron has a history of sending DCS to our house. All of this happened at the same time. There's a reason the finger was pointed at you, ma'am. It was obvious. Also, remember the leave town before your fuck shit goes down? I made a shirt and I used the purple glitter vinyl for the words "leave town before your fuck shit goes down." It was a really cute shirt. In fact, I'll put it on for my next live stream. We have literal footage of her saying it. Remember, they hopped a plane to Vegas and they were literally talking about we were in the air because we got the DCS report back. We know exactly what day and time that call was made. And we know what day and time DCS came to our house. And wasn't it convenient that Ron and Clara were flying to Las Vegas at the same time that the DCS call was made? And anybody who's been around any time at all even back to the OGDC days, knows that is Ron's. That's like his signature. You know how like some serial killers, like they leave like a signature, a card, a calling card or whatever, like to let law enforcement know this is my work. That's Ron's. Ron, his little signature move is to claim that it wasn't me. I was at the movies. It wasn't me. I was out of town. Give me a fucking break. Goofy, dumb, goofy, ho, bitch. Right. 4chan. Yeah, she was dropping 4chan's name. Half of us had never heard of these people. More than half of us. The majority of us didn't even know what a 4chan was. Where are we hearing it from? Your place.
They would go to court. They said that we were both going to be under arrest. You remember that? Remember that? Yeah. Didn't happen.
I don't remember saying they'd be under arrest, but I think we made it known that we filed a sheriff's department report, which I just showed you a part of, that we've made no secret of that. What are you talking about, ma'am?
And did it? Did the police come to the door? No,
they didn't. These digging moves.
They announced the name of the person who made the call on stream. And you decided that we had something to do with it, which we didn't.
They were your friends. You were the ones hanging out with them. They were here on your invitation and during the exact immediate time. What are you talking about?
Nothing to do with it.
Is this the bullshit you're telling your attorney? Is this how you're getting these attorneys to take your money? Is this the shit you're peddling them? Wow.
Had nothing to do with it.
We had nothing to do with it. Yes, you did. See, look, that's you. December 22nd. Ooh, make sure you go hang out with Zoom and Roxo. It's amazing. And I don't want to hear nothing about how, well, Tragic was friends with them too. Okay, and it wasn't Tragic's phone number that it came back to, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Corey Barnhill, Zoomy Booby's phone number. Duh. So don't even try to give me that shit. Don't want to hear it. I'm not going to hear it. Right, Alex Slater. Remember when ATX said that she was going to serve Sam, knowing they didn't file jack shit? Yeah, whatever happened to that, Mandith Jean? Are you on the internet telling lies? Is Mandith Jean sucking dick and telling lies on the internet? I think so. Vert Femme, has she given financial advice yet? Yes, you just missed it. She just did. Look at that. That's December 26, 2022. This is the chat transcript from your chat, Clara. This is what I spent this morning doing. I'll have you know, not all morning. I had literally the one day I have to be somewhere out of the house for work. I got called into this meeting. It's fine. Anyway, the one morning I literally, I have to be somewhere at this time. No, I cannot reschedule. The one is when I'm trying to get this ready so we can have a live stream, regularly scheduled programming, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard, and Sam not be late. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to put this together, but I was able to dig these little pretties out of my files. Lord have mercy. That's the garage door and it's open. So when it gets closed, it slams. Sorry, that was so loud.
But you ran with it anyway. And you all made a lot of money at our expense.
Who made a lot of money off of that? I have to know. Most certainly not me. You're welcome, Ratatouille, because I tell you what, it was a busy morning.
So,
yes, remember the open the door bullshit? Y'all chanted for weeks, lashed at the Gene for months.
Needless to say, some of us are a little sick of all the lies. We're a little sick of it. And what an amazing thing that after getting into a white trash trailer park brawl with Belinda over $40, that's what it took.
What are you talking about? Over $40? You have no idea what you're talking about. And I love how Claire is reducing it down to, oh, it was a white trash brawl over $40. No, it wasn't. It was much bigger than that. And I'm not talking money neither. The whole fucking thing was much bigger than that. Had nothing to do with the dollar amount. It had to do with the fact that she exploited that situation and kept the money. Doesn't matter if it was $5. That shit was bogus AF. But please continue.
That's what it took. And you know what else
Lisa Simpson said $40 is what your man makes in a week, Clara.
it took? Jealousy and fighting over an interview with a toothless motherfucking junkie who lied like a rug to the people who spoke to him. Because he
Well, why do you have toothless junkies who lie like rugs to the people he speaks to in your orbit, Clara? Everything was fine with Z and Casey until it wasn't fine with Z and Casey anymore. Was he a toothless junkie who lies when he was when you had him over for Thanksgiving dinner and sent him home with food? Hmm? See how you're exposing yourself here the way you do that? Dell Chantel's impending amputation foot. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mandis gives us okay. Thank you for the super chat. I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna say it out loud, girl. Hey, oh hell no. Belinda would take $40 and crumpled dollars that Nex kept under his tiny sweaty balls. Right, Alex? But Beglinda sent Beglinda got a Trumpy bear. So all's forgiven. Exactly.
will do anything for money and he will say anything for money. And you guys,
Tater Fluff said, I just knew the 370 pounds and name dropping would dog whistle this.
again, you fell for it like a ton of fucking bricks. You did. That's on you.
Pun intended, Clara, a ton of fucking bricks.
And now all of a sudden your eyes have been open. You're like, oh my God, Sam is a liar. Well, yeah, she's a motherfucking liar.
I'm a liar about what? Show the lies. What the hell have I lied about? Just because you say something is true doesn't make it true, ma'am.
She's a liar. She is an agent of chaos.
Agent of chaos. I'm going to write that down. Agent of chaos. That is the most absurd phrase I think I have heard in a very long time. Did you come up with that all by yourself here, Claire? Agent of chaos. I love that.
Her business plan relies on stirring up as much shit with as many people as possible.
Exactly, P-Day. Begs Linda fell for it, not Sham. Sham didn't give that man any money. Sure didn't. And I did not walk that man, that toothless, whatever it is she said he was. I didn't walk him over here to this sector of the community and hold his hand out and ask the people, my viewers and the people, to give him their money. That was Belinda, and that was icky.
Well, only now she's overplayed her hand, hasn't she?
What does that mean?
Accused me.
What does that mean? What are you talking about?
She accused me of damaging her brand because of what I was saying on my channel when she was the one who went out and doxed her customers when they got on the
That's the second time you've said that. And I heard that you made reference to your lawyer in this, said something about my lawyer has it. So you might want to watch it because your lawyer's got stuff and my lawyer's got stuff. And you keep running your mouth. You keep running your cocksucker. Our lawyers are going to end up on a phone call together again. Do you remember what happened the last time your lawyer and my lawyer ended up on a phone call together? Do you remember what happened after that? Do you remember when your lawyer quit your case? When your lawyer fired you after your lawyer and my lawyer had a phone call together and my lawyer told your lawyer how it was going to be?
her bad side. And then she failed doxed people. She said that Pink Lava was Sama. Sama is not Pink Lava.
Dude, first of all, I did not dox Pink Lava or Sama or whoever this person is. Okay. I did not dox that person. Is Pink Lava's dox out there? Yes. Pink Lava's dox is out there. Has Pink Lava's dox been proven to be Pink Lava's dox? Yes. Did I have any part in that? No, I did not. Was it published long before I know who Pink Lava was or whatever? Yes, it was. So stop saying that I doxed Pink Lava because I did not. All I did was look at Pink Lava's docs and all of the information presented in that docs, as these websites are known to do. They map out how they came about the person's docs. And I was like, yep, that is her. That is her name. you know? I think at the time there was a discrepancy in, I think, the address, right? Based on what I knew, but I never disclosed that. Now, if I was gonna dox Pink Lava, don't you think I would have said, "Well, that's her name, but that's not her address. This is her address." I never did that, did I? No. And if I did, play the clip, show the screenshot. No, I didn't. And I don't even know if that's the case. Like, it has been so many months and so long ago since I was accused of doxing a Pink Lava. I know for a fact, and I will agree that I confirmed her first name, but I didn't do or say anything past that. So I don't know what y'all are calling a dox, but you can stop saying that, Clarahondra. You are damaging my good name and my reputation. And I just really wish you would stop doing that, you know? Lissy, thank you so much for the super chat. Agent of Chaos. Now, Clara, that sounds a lot like Alex Jones. Those are crisis actors phrases. Do not out yourself as a, but no, out herself. She doesn't have to out herself. Everybody knows that. She projects that about Ron too. Now, Ron, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, she's streaming over there on Rumble, for Christ's sake, you know? Wasn't Rumble like founded by Alex Jones or something? I don't know. Bradley D. How many years has this woman been talking about the inevitable downfall of Sam and Yaba? Meanwhile, she has no YouTube channel and a failing Temu resale joint. And that's yours. That's your baby. That's your business. Your name is on it. I love that for you. Although it'll be one hell of a tax write-off for you in the coming years, won't it? I guess I honestly I think that's why she put her name on it. So she could use the losses in that business as tax deductions, however that works.
They're not the same person. So she decided to go after Sama. Not that I give a shit. Sama is a raging anti-Semite. I've been saying this for 4 years. And of course, like, there are people in the community who like to defend rape apologists and bad parenting, mothers who, allow their daughters to get dick pics from grown men and cover for them.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to tap it back and I'm going to play it again because I know some people are not watching. They're just listening. So all eyes on the screen. We're going to play that clip again.
Who like to defend rape
Oh,
apologists.
hold on. Tap it
And
back.
of course, like, there are people in the community who like to defend rape apologists and bad parenting, mothers who, allow their daughters to get dick pics from grown men and cover for them.
That's right. That would be the grift gang. Make no mistake. We would just want to make sure. See, I'm really kind of a visual kind of gal, and this sort of thing helps me to remember and keep facts straight, and make sure that I've got the proper assignments and in the timeline and all that. So I just thought I'd help you guys. For those of you whose brain works like mine does. Agent of Chaos, Jean. Thank you so much for the super chat. Just wanted you to see my name. Agent of Chaos, Jean. That's a mouthful. I thought Lasheth Jean was a mouthful, but that you have definitely outdone yourself. Agent of Chaos, Jean. Girly pop agent of chaos.
Or people like Gentleman Pioneer, people who drive to people's towns and threaten them. You cover for garbage like that.
Oh.
You cover for some of the worst people in the community and congratulate yourselves for it. Pat yourselves on the back. But what a shame that Sam took one of Tragic's bullshit doxes, ran with it on her channel, and the entire community was like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing? Now we've got a report from one of the former members, a woman called the Dildo, who I think reported.
The Dildo was never a member of anything over here. Did you hear her say now we have a report from one of her former members? Did you hear that part? Listen again.
It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing? Now we've got a report from one of the former members.
One of the former members of what? Because you're implying that the Dildo was a former member of anything over here, and she most certainly was not. and you should know that because I've told the story about the dildo literally, like, at least 4 or 5 times. I may have made videos about it. I have reviewed the videos on my stream more than once and recently. I believe I was on camera the last time I went over it and showed, showed that the receipts on that. So that was probably in the last week. So I know you've seen it. So I don't know why once again you're making these defamatory statements about me, my character, and my business practices, and you are trying to convince people that I have once again, quote unquote, doxed a customer of my business. And that's just not true. And you know that's not true. Dildo Monica Pilgrim has hated me since 2018 because she was a Katie stan. And me and Katie used to go at it, and the woman's crazy. Dildo is an absolute psychopath. This is known across multiple communities. Yes, Alex Litter, thank you. And she has been an absolute psychopath for years, and she has literally stalked and threatened me online in every and any way she possibly can for years. She was never a member or a supporter, nor did she ever buy anything from me as a member or a supporter. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into that right now. We're going to talk about dildo again, more than likely. Let me say this. I think that at least for now, the dildo is taking a break from her internet activities. All right. And that was, you know, that was what I was after. I just want to be left alone by the dildo. She's not somebody who, I care to engage uh, in any contact with. She's always been very disturbing, malicious, threatening, and hostile towards me for unknown reasons. I do not engage with the dildo in any way um, other than like, and that's not even engaging with her, like presenting, telling you guys my story about what's going on with this weird, like obsessed psycho stalker person. There's no engagement. There never has been. It, it's a very weird thing. But anyway, with that said, yes, I made phone calls with my phone and my phone number and gave my name and said, this person is harassing me and making all this unwanted contact. either Either you do something about it and get her to stop, or, I'll have no choice but to ask the authorities to at least have a talk with her, because there's something very, very, very disturbing and unwell and not right about that woman, Monica Pilgrim, the dildo. So for now, it seems she's, leaving me the fuck alone. And as long as she continues to do that, we won't have to go any further. But if there's any more unwanted contact, Miss Doe, Monica Pilgrim, it's going to be a problem. All right. All right. Last I checked, I think maybe she might be getting a little help. I'm not sure. But she's definitely MIA for the moment.
A woman called the Dildo, who I think reported, what did she report again? She reported Sam, I think.
She didn't report Sam. What are you talking about?
And she says that her mother has been getting phone calls, very weird phone calls. And she said that she was going to contact the New Albany police to report these phone calls. Would it surprise me to find out
I don't know why she would be calling the New Albany police, but okay.
that it was Sam who called? No, because Sam
No,
loves.
it shouldn't be a surprise to find out that Samantha's make calls to the dildo's family members because Samantha said she was going to. I said that if the dildo did not leave me the fuck alone, I was going to have to call her mom and talk to her mom. Just like when I told Ron to leave us alone or I talked to his mom, and I did. You're right. It's not the first time I've called somebody's mommy when they won't leave me alone. So you should not be surprised to hear that it was me who called her mommy.
Calling people's
And listen, I did call her mom, and I had a long conversation with her mom. Her mom called me back more than once. Her mom is a lovely woman who my heart goes out to. In fact, she told me a deeply disturbing story. Truth be told, a deeply disturbing story about Monica and her behavior, especially over the last 6 months to 1 year. Lovely woman.
parents. Sam enjoys things like getting into, interfering in people's personal lives, interfering.
Girl, shut up. Who's interfering? That woman was threatening to kill me, so I called her mommy. Your boyfriend was slandering me and Yaba, primarily Yaba and her business, all over the internet back in 2020 when I called his mommy. What are you talking about? Interfering. Whose personal life have I interfered with? What is this woman speaking of? Somebody tell me right now. Agent of Chaos should be your superhero name. It should be. What is she talking about? Because this I'm truly at a loss for. I don't know what she's talking about, interfering in people's personal lives. What are you talking about?
With people who are, let's say, estranged from their parents, the way she did with Pirate when she snuggled up to Pirate's mom.
Oh, she is so full of shit. We are not going to talk about that. I was meant to cut that out. Girl, stop. You don't want to start talking about that. And the reason I don't want to talk about it is because there's just simply no reason to. You know, that situation went so freaking far, so freaking fast. It was absolutely ridiculous. And that is not shit that I care to engage in with people on the internet, despite what you might say, ma'am. Why are you even bringing that dumb shit up? Right? Clara, who has her name on no less than what? 6 separate lawsuits stemming from her internet activities. No, ma'am. You knock that shit right off. Suck on your vape.
Nope.
Nope.
The only thing that Sam understands is brute force. And I'm not talking about showing up at her front doorstep.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about threatening her with physical violence. I'm talking brute force, where she is backed into a corner and there's nothing she can do. She's already fucked up her channel. She's lost over 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, wait, I bopped past it, but I did hear the part earlier. I just want to say this. First of all, about that pirate situation. I was not I didn't her lawyer did not dump a bunch of motions on me and obliterate me in court. Quite the contrary. I dumped about 20 hours or more worth of discovery on her lawyer at $375 an hour. And the next hearing that he appeared at, he requested to drop everything. And that's what happened. I just want to clarify that because she made up this cockamamie ass story about I don't know. I don't know where she got that information from. I don't know if she just made that up or if that's the way Mandy told her the story because anything she says regarding that situation came from Mandy. She ain't making it up and she's not talking to Pirate. I can pretty much guarantee you that. And she says, and they won't say each other's names on the internet. I mean, you're half right about that, aren't you, Clara? You are half right about that. Pirate. Anyway, I just want to clarify that.
People are dropping off. Her viewership is way down. And Yaba is having problems because the stink of Sam has completely enveloped Yaba.
Yaba's having problems. Where? Bitch, where?
And Yaba has taken on Sam's personality, which is a huge risk.
You're gaslighting.
This is the way that you support your kids.
If you say so, if that's what you think.
With that shitty channel that violates terms of service every day.
I can't tell. If her channel violates terms of service every day, then she wouldn't have a channel, right? Kind of like when your channel violated terms of service and then you no longer had a channel. Do you remember that day? Do you remember how that went down? I remember that day. Here's the notes I took about that day. I'll just share them with you. If Goofy Dumb Goofy Ho Bitch is still here, this is one of those little notebooks you gave me. I love it so much. This one's actually full. Okay, this I've been thinking about this. This notebook is full of nothing but YouTube notes. And for the most part, they're pretty aesthetically pleasing, like this page. And I thought about putting it up for sale on my merch store. But like it's not going to be cheap. Like if you want it, you're going to have to pay cuz these are my notes. Or maybe I could put them up there digitally and then I could put it up there like really cheap, but like the actual like physical put your hands on it. See, like I use their stickers all over it, washi tape. Like it's really cute. Like I would love to have like actually like the actual book, you know? Anyway, I thought about it because there is some good shit in there. Some really good shit. Yeah. If you want the original, you're gonna pay for that shit. I mean, I'm not talking anything like crazy, but anyway, these are my notes from the day that Clara's YouTube channel got terminated. So, yes, please come around, Clara Hondra, in June of 2024 and tell us some more about how Yaba's channel is failing and violates terms of service every day. February 2nd, 2023, DC Media Girl YouTube channel terminated. One day after Negs played the unrated director's version of Devil's Rejects, including the graphic sexual content. February 2nd, 2023, I took note that it says DC Media Girl YouTube terminated, quote, for sexual content. I put Ron's name over here. Devil's Rejects, unrated director's cut. Mm-mm-mm. And also, well, yeah. What is this? Oh, how many days shy of DC and Hunch's first anniversary as a couple? That was a note that I had written when we talked about it on live stream. I wanted to go back and see how many days shy of their first anniversary. I think we ended up figuring that their anniversary was in April. So it was more than just a few days. But yeah, Idiot Witch, it's so funny when they can't get to Yaba, they try to come after you, but are met with a furious tempest. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ah, I'm trying to get the heart and I couldn't get it.
But no, that's when you start doxing customers. That's when you start threatening people. That's when you start defaming people. That's when you start lying about people. Well, isn't that neat? Yep. Yep. What a great move, Yaba. What happens if you lose your channel? What are you going to do? Where are you going to work? You said you would go on welfare. I'm sure your kids would be thrilled to hear you say that. What a response.
She's so mad. She's like taking personal offense. It's so funny.
Responsible parent. You know? Mother of the fucking year. Do you know that calling elementary schools is a bad precedent to set, Sam?
Hold on. This part is some bullshit. And hold on. I needed to write down. Oh, there it is. I was looking for my timestamp page. I needed to write down the timestamp of this one because this one, Clara, just so you know, this one's going to my attorney. All right, 1551. Listen to this shit.
Calling elementary.
Okay, wait, no, not 15. Let me back it up.
Year.
1543.
Do you know that calling elementary schools is a bad precedent to set, Sam? When there is a young child living in your house. With all the enemies that you have made, the only thing that you can pray and hope for is that none of them stoop to your level and start calling that little girl's elementary school. Start contacting the PTA.
Shut up. Tater Fluff Pondu, thank you for being a member for 4 months. When I called, was it the elementary school? Yeah. When I called the elementary school, And see, and I wonder if you leave this part out when you're pitching your story to your attorneys, plural, your attorneys, when you're pitching these stories. Um, do you leave the part out? Do you just say, well, I bet you tell the story when you tell the story, you tell people that I called your little boy's elementary school. Is that what you tell them? It is, isn't it? Because here you are implying that I call elementary schools where what? Where people's children are enrolled to in some way harass the school or the child or the family. Is that what you're implying? Because that is what you're signaling that, other people on the internet who might be listening to you, who might also not like me and not like my wife and want to, do something to harass us, that, you know, you're giving people the idea that maybe I have it coming and my wife has it coming if somebody were to pick up the phone and start harassing our kids' schools. That's what you're doing online. You're leaving out the part where the elementary school that I called was one that your child, Ron's not your child, Ron's child did not attend. I didn't call to harass anybody's child. I didn't call to harass anybody's family or even any of the employees at the school. I called just to verify, just to fact check as okay, let's say, Netflix was gonna do a little documentary on your brick and mortar Temu resale business in Connersville, Indiana, in the heartland, one of those really um, kind of niche little documentary pieces, right? And let's say they wanted to include this story about the star of the documentary, none other than genius business mogul Ron Corbin, how he was abused at the hands of his third grade teacher, Mrs. Coleman. Now, if they're going to include that in their little documentary piece, you think maybe somebody from production or research and development or however that shit works at Netflix might call that elementary school just to fact check that there was a Mrs. Coleman working the same year on or about the same year that old Ronnie P was a third grader at the institution. There was nothing harassing or inappropriate or, out of line or threatening or anything in any way about the phone call I made. Just asking if there was a Mrs. Coleman that taught there. That was it. I made the phone call live. That's how you know I made it, right? Everybody got to listen and hear and know exactly what it was that I said. But here you are completely misrepresenting what happened. And then encouraging, inciting, and signaling, no offense, weirdos on the internet who might think that that'd be fun to start harassing our kids at their schools. Maybe you shouldn't do that, Clara Frank of Connersville, Indiana. Maybe you just shouldn't do that. And you're doing this like in the same breath where you are threatening me and my wife with a lawsuit. Like that shit just fucking blows my mind.
Start contacting the administration, the faculty, or get a hold of the roster of the parents of the other kids in that class and start contacting them. You see, normal civilized people don't do that. They would never harm a child that way. And they would never take those.
And why are you, ma'am, implying that that's something that I have done or would do? See, that's very libelous of you.
Steps, but Sam has no qualms about it. Sam doesn't have a problem with it. She does it. She has no problem.
I do that. You're literally taking to your Rumble stream and publicly saying that I do such things. Is that not libelous and slanderous? Or, what do I know? I'm no legal genius, as we all know.
Problem contacting elementary schools. None whatsoever. I'm telling you, Sam, it's going to boomerang on you. It's a bad idea.
She's worth it. I agree. I agree.
A bad idea. But Sam also has shown that she has no problem contacting people's parents, contacting people's kids, interfering in the lives of people, their families. Just
See, that's where you go too far with the interfering with the lives of people and families. See, that is where you cross the line. Um, and also, yeah, I'll call your mom. Sure. If you go on YouTube and you dox my daughter, my adult daughter, because you think that I hold a rogue mod wrench in your chat, so you dox my daughter, yes, I will email your daughter and let her know that her mother is telling lies about her father on the internet and telling the whole internet that her father abused her for the 20 plus years they were married and that that's why she left him for Trisha's husband on the fucking internet. You bet your fucking ass I will. Dildo, you might want to write that down. I highly, highly doubt that such a nice, upstanding young man as Caleb would approve. One, would approve of his mother's behavior online. And two, I would think that he would want to get help for his mother.
has no problem with that. Sam, do you have any idea of how many enemies you have made at this point?
Yes, and I don't give a fuck.
Do you have any idea? Have you
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to is what I want to know, ma'am. Do you know how many enemies you've made online? What is your point?
realized yet that it is no longer 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, or even 23?
Duh. Of course it's not. What's your point?
There are so many people who hate you right now. So many people. And among them, some of them may be fucking crazy, just like you.
You mean like the Zoomy Booby gang and the 4chan who you gave our phone number to and told them that we have kids over here and that it might be neat and cute and funny to threaten them? That was you, and that was the Zoomy Booby gang. It was.
Because like attracts like.
Because like attracts like. How many enemies do you and Negs have, GERD Ma? Exactly, Teddy Pig.
And since we're talking about fat fucks, let's talk about this person.
Who?
Let's talk about this guy.
Get on with it, Grandma.
Let me introduce you to Isaac Guest.
Oh, Lord.
That's Isaac Guest.
Guest.
And now the only people they can turn to are this disgusting fat pig and the idiots in the bodega.
Whoa. What do you mean? Who's turning to an Isaac Guest? Look at her. This woman had the audacity to sit on this live stream and call me a liar. And we are witnessing lie after lie after lie after lie out of her mouth. What do you mean we've turned to Isaac Guest in the bodega? I don't know an Isaac Guest. I know of an Isaac Guest. I ain't got shit fuck to do with an Isaac Guest. I don't know why you're trying to spread that little narrative around, but you knock that shit off. All right. Liar, pants on fire. Lemma Mayhem says Breezy brought Isaac into girl world. I don't know. And you know what though? Hey, hold on. Who said that? Lemma Mayhem? She even says that. She says it. Why are you trying? Okay, so in one breath, she's saying that we have turned to Isaac Guest, but she does go on to say that Breezy brought Isaac Guest in. Who else did she say? Was it garlic bread? Look at you, just lying to lie on your very own stream. I'll let it play. I'm pretty sure that I did not cut that part out. I did cut a couple parts out, mostly just to kind of condense it down a little bit because I was hoping to get through it, but I don't think it's going to happen. We might have to do this in 2 parts. So sorry, but I'll let it play. We'll see. She literally says it.
How's that working out for you, Sam? So did you hook up with AK and Tragic thinking that they had dirt on me on Negs, that they had a smoking gun that they were going to reveal.
Yes. Well, I don't know a smoking gun, but I knew they had good shit on you, and they did, and they delivered. And I'm about to show you some of it right now. They had the goods, the good stuff. They sure did. How's it working out for me? Fabulously. AK Alex, we are thrilled to have you with us here today and always. It's working out great. Clara, you want to see?
About how I made some kind of a conspiracy to go after you, or that I actually went to your home and I posted those pictures in the server.
Honey, we are you is she confessing? Cuz is she confessing? Cuz we didn't have to have AK or Alex or anyone else hand over a smoking gun to prove that you did these things, the things that we said you did. Honey, that's not what we were after. Not at all. Not at all. I think this is a confession. I think she just confessed to some things. Tater Fluff Pondu, thank you so much for the super chat. Who is she to question anyone's sanity? One who obviously took a loss on a home, a nice life to hook up with a failure. Just saying. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think she just confessed. Listen.
Dirt on me on Negs. AK and Tragic thinking that they had dirt on me on Negs, that they
They
had a
did.
smoking gun
They had
that
the
they were going to
goods.
reveal.
The goods.
About how I made some kind of a conspiracy to go after you, or that I actually went to your home and I posted those pictures in the server.
No. They had better. They had shit like this. They had shit like this. Look, this is Clara. Negs, I love you. You know that. I'm going to see my aunt now to get berated. It seems I can't make anybody happy or do enough. And yes, I'm feeling sorry for myself. The truth is, I've never seen anyone say a bad word about you in that server. Not ever. Not even after you block people. Believe me or not, but that's the truth. If I'd seen anything, I would have told you. I believe this was Clara Hondra pleading her case to Negs about him getting on her for being in the bodega server after he wasn't friends with the bodega no more, but Clara stayed in the server, remember? This is the shit Tragic and AK and Alex had that we was after. See, you thought we were asking, you thought we were looking for, vengeance and whatever, and prove me right that DC and Clara or that Clara and Ron were behind the DCS call. We didn't need them for that. We proved that shit ourselves. Oh, no. We proved please. Please. What else did they have? What pictures? Good question. I told you she's telling on herself. The pictures of our house, I think is what she's talking about. Yeah, exactly, Bradley D. I totally don't laugh behind your back, babe. Do you guys like my dramatic reading of the private messages between Clara and Ron that the bodega was able to hand over? Claire, honey, this is what I was after, and they delivered, and they continue. I tell you what, every time I open that DM message, the one it's me and Alex and AK. Every time I open that DM, I am delighted with what new, fresh, juicy goodness they drop in there. It's every day. It is like Christmas every day. That was an investment that continues to pay off. I just, maybe speaking language you can follow. Yes, that was an investment that has paid off absolutely, and I am delighted with it. Let's see. Oh, also they were able to provide this. This is when you took a picture of that gun and admitted that you're the one that bought it. So then that provided the exact date that the firearm was purchased. It says I bought this yesterday at the gun shop, and of course it's a Discord message, so it was dated. Yep, they had that. What else? Oh, what's this? This is private messages between Clara and Alex Glitter, where Clara is recounting for her a breakdown that she's having in the home, in the relationship with both her and Ron's teenage son. It's dated. It's dated and time stamped. Mrs. Corbin, May 7th, 2023, 11:40 a.m. I'm close to a breakdown full-fledged. Alex Glitter, May 7th, 2023, 11:40 AM. An immediate response. Alex Glitter, you are a true friend. A friend indeed. That is what I have seen over and over and over in my exposure to Alex Glitter. She was a true, loyal, solid friend to Calandra. And I see here that she was a good, true, loyal, solid friend to not only Clara, but also Mandy ATX. And poor Alex Glitter has just been shit on and shit on and shit on. And Alex, I'm glad that you have finally made your way where you belong, right over here next to me. All right. Alex Glitter says, I can only imagine. DC. DC writes back immediately, 11:41 AM. I tried to distract myself by making lunch. When I was making the sauce, I realized the diced tomatoes had seeds in them, which would have caused Neg to have a diverticulitis flare up. I threw the sauce away, sat on the kitchen floor, and I sobbed. Yeah, I feel like I did really good. I feel like I nailed it. Fucking great. I almost want to do it again. You know? That's how I hear it in my head. Like, even though I know Clara's voice, I'm pretty sure that's how she said it. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Teddy Pig said sad over seeds. Alex, look at that. Alex, a true, loyal, honest friend responds again immediately. 11:41 AM. I am so angry with the people who were doing this and people who say nothing. And then here's Clara immediately 1 minute later. Negs had driven off somewhere, so he didn't witness it, and Slade was in his room. This is the shit. I don't need anyone admitting. I don't need a screenshot of a message where, Clara admits that she's, the one who, called DCS or whatever the case. I don't need to see that. I already know that. I have proven that myself. This is the good shit. You're so stupid.
I have a history with this man.
I did not know. I did not know this. Did you guys know this? That Clara and Mr. Guest have a history? I did not know that. Does anybody have information on that? Just out of curiosity, since she brought it up. That's interesting.
And so does Negs.
Oh, and so does Negs. Does he? When did that happen? When was Ron's history? I must not have been paying attention to Ron during that time because I'm not familiar. He gave her apartment number to Ron? Oh, wait, what? Is that how Ron got DC's docs? No. See, yeah, no, I didn't know. In fact, I mean, listen, Clara can even tell you when she was going real, like having real, like bad fights with Ron or whatever, and he was doxing her apartment and stuff, and she was going to try to hire a lawyer and file court stuff on him. She messaged me and Yaba to get information on Ron, and we were both like, look, man, we haven't messed with that guy, talked to that guy, listened to that guy in like 6 months or whatever. We can't really help you, whatever. Good luck to you. And we really didn't know what was going on. I mean, of course, we heard through the grapevine, that he doxed her or whatever, but I had no idea. Everyday Mannerade, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm guessing Clara is middle-aged. I'm 21, and even I would talk like this. Wouldn't talk like this. How embarrassing. Anyway, okay. I did not know that.
Isaac Guest's community threatened to burn Negs' house down. And I would like to remind you that that was the house that he, at the time, was living in with his mother.
How many people have threatened to burn this man's house down? Did she just say? Did I hear that right? Because last I heard, it was MFW that threatened to burn Ronald's house down. I had no idea. Did that really happen too? Do you mean to tell me that this man, her boyfriend, her genius business mogul, cute stoner boy, in in his career on the internet has had not one, but two separate and different people threaten to burn his house down on two separate occasions? And she goes on to say that it wasn't his grandma's house that he's living in now. It was when he was living in the upstairs attic apartment at his mom's house. Did you guys know that? We didn't start calling him the attic just because he was streaming from his grandma's attic in his grandma's house. We started calling him attic when he was in his mom's attic apartment before the grandma's house. I mean, he had a thing for attics, and now it seems like he's got a thing for basements, because you know how he was doing all of his little shows down in the basement? Well, he's still down in the basement when he streams from home for the most part, but it's not out in that big open area where the dog piss was raining down from the kitchen above. I guess the dog piss situation has gotten so bad and the smell's gotten so bad, and it's like in the wood of the floorboards and the flooring and everything above, that now he's like literally had to, you know how old dirty, wet basements, they have different little like storage rooms off of them that are really just like sectioned off parts with like wood or whatever. Anyway, he's back in one of those now. And I swear for God, I was watching one night and somebody came in there like, you look like you're in a jail cell. And I was like, oh my God, he does. And then I was like, is he in jail? Receipts on Negs asking for DC's address from Isaac Guest. Really, Lisa Simpson? Well, the link is in the chat. Are you kidding? Hold on. So you mean to tell me that these people are trying to hold our feet to the fire, saying that this narrative that we befriended the people who threatened bricks, who made threatening calls to us and threatened our kids with bricks, when whole time that wasn't Tragic or AK or the bodega who did that. It was Clara, the attic, and Zoomy Booby and the 4chan gang. And whole time you're telling me that Clara got into a relationship with the dude who got her docs from Isaac Guest? And that all happened like what? Within like a year of each other? Because these two, Ron and Clara went at it like in 2021. I don't really think in 2020. I don't think Ron was over here fucking around harassing DC until 2021. So he spent the better part of 2021 harassing DC and others, to be sure. And then she first came to hang out with him in February of 2022. And by April of 2022, they had announced they were in a whole ass relationship. And y'all want to talk about the fact that I called Yaba's kids unfortunate looking brats back in January of 2017. And we ended up in a relationship and married in 2024, in a relationship in 2020. That was 3 whole solid years between those two events. These two, you're talking like a matter of weeks. Ron was seeking out and asking for her docs from Isaac Guest, of all people. And what, less than 6 months later, the two of them were in a relationship? Give me a break. Get out of my face. I can't take any of you seriously. I just can't. Ugh.
Negs and Slade were living in the apartment.
I don't care. I don't want to hear about
but
this.
Of course,
I don't want to hear your sad sob story about your interaction with Isaac Guest, especially now that I know what it is. That your boyfriend got your docs from him and you were going to try to take him to court and press charges on him, and now get out of here. No.
If they attract a bunch of psychos to harm his mother.
Yes, I did. And I said I was going to do it, and I did it, and I said I did it. Sure did. What's your point?
His mother was contacted again, I believe it was in 2022, by an anonymous person.
Then that's how you know it wasn't me. Because I would have told her. I'd have been like, ma'am, it's me again. Hello. We need to talk about your son again.
Question from the support group. There's no doubt in my mind.
That is slander. You're slandering us again.
Or
is it defamation? What's the difference? I tend to forget.
But this fat pig this disgusting sack of shit here that Breezy brought into the community.
See, she just does it. That Breezy brought into the community. We don't have nothing to do. Thank you, Alex Glitter, because I lost it again. Or wait, no, that's a different clip, isn't it? Hold on. Anyway, she just got done trying to imply that we brought this person into the community, and not this ain't even 5 minutes later. And she's saying that Breezy brought him in. Okay, let me share this real quick. This is when Negs doxed DC Media Girl. Oh yeah, let's watch that real quick. It's only 1 minute.
DC, what's her name? DC Media Girl. He messaged me about her. He wanted her information. Well, guess what? He was an ally. So I said, okay, here's her information. And on his live stream from everybody, he goes, damn, you're fucking quick. Holy shit, dude. That quick. He was like, damn, you're fucking quick. Because I had her information in his DM in a matter of fucking seconds. He's really not a likable person. Check your DM. All right, DM. I'll check my DM. Hang on a minute, Isaac. I'll check it.
Oh, does he read?
Oh, there you are. Dan, that was quick. that was quick. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate that. That was quick, dude. Why don't you DM me like how you do that so quick? I guess it's pretty easy. I went online. Yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna get into what my DM said. Just tell me how you do it.
Listen to him. Tell me how you do it.
How you do it. Anyway, I'm not gonna play with my nipples. We're gonna listen.
Gross. Okay, what is this? Okay, I can't watch all that right now. We have to come back to that.
Here's what he did. So Isaac Guest came after me. And at the time, Isaac Guest...
I'm pretty sure it was Ron who came after you. We just watched the clip, ma'am. And you got the audacity to call me a liar. The nerve of you.
Lived about 2 hours away from me. And Isaac Guest has already shown up at somebody's home and tried to physically harm them. A guy named Charlie Chip.
Okay, wait. Is that the timestamp 1625 at that long link you put in there? Hold on. The Claire Ron A Love Story is at the timestamp 1625. And what is this a clip of again? Oh, is this when he doxed her? Okay, hold on. All right. Well, let's bop back over here real quick. All right. Ready? I'm at 1624. Good enough.
What's her name? DC Media Girl. He messaged me about her. He wanted her information. Well, guess what? He was an ally. So I said, okay, here's her information. And on his live stream from everybody, he goes, damn, you're fucking quick. Holy shit, dude. He's like, damn, you're fucking quick. Because I had her information in his DM in a matter of fucking seconds. He's really not a likable person. Check your DM. All right, DM. I'll check my DM. Hang on a minute, Isaac. I'll check it.
Yes, Ron messaged Isaac and asked Isaac for Clara's docs. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. Dan, that was quick. that was quick. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate that. That was quick, dude. Why don't you DM me like how you do that so quick? I guess it's pretty easy. I went online. Yeah, anyway.
He's not just happy. He is in awe. Teach me your ways, he says.
What my DM said. Just tell me how you do it. This is how you do it. Anyway, I'm not going to play with my nipples. We're going to listen to DC.
If you thought that we had a big blow up after my channel came down, we didn't.
Oh,
I read one.
Since we're here, let's watch this. I mean, just since we're here, since we're all here, right, Clara? So nice of you to come back to us. We appreciate you.
Comments saying, oh, to be a fly on the wall when they got into a huge argument. You know, it's interesting. We don't have flies on the wall of our house or any of the walls of our house, for that matter. So I can't relate to flies on the wall. Maybe you all can tell us what that's like. We didn't have a fight after the channel came down.
My answer is no, he wasn't lying, because he lying.
Oh my God. This is one of my favorite DC looks right here. This is one of my favorites. The long hair, the purple extensions, these god awful glasses that make her look like that guy off. Shit, the guy off the movie Up. What is it? He scared the shit out of me. Anyway, y'all want to see she got me? Hold on. Let me see. Could you see what she threw me? Do you guys want to see it? Do you want to guess? Guess what it is in the chat, and then I'll show you. It scared the shit out of me. What was I saying? Yeah, the guy from Up, that old man from the. Remember, was that the name of the movie Up, where he was the old man and he ended up tying. Yeah, Up. He tied balloons to his house and it floated off. Yes, of course it's snacks, but what snack specifically? Catacorn Mermaid got it right. It's not just an oatmeal pie. It is a double decker oatmeal cream pie because we are fatties and we don't give a fuck. Keep playing with me, Claire, and I'm gonna eat this motherfucker on camera. All right. Spit my pants. Okay, let's go back to last night's Rumble. We don't have all damn day here. Where is it? This is a good time, but yeah, we're only 20 minutes into this. So this might actually being a 3-parter because I'm going to stay for like another 15 minutes and then we're going to have to cut it short. All right. We'll just come back tomorrow. It's fine. It gives us a reason to come back together tomorrow, right? You know what though? Okay. So the timestamp about OWL is at 27 minutes and the one about ATX is at 33 minutes. So I'm going to write down where we are right now. And I'm bopping forward, but I want to come back to this because I do not want to miss 7 minutes and I don't want to miss 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So we will come back to this 7 minutes tomorrow, but I am going forward. Okay. I'm going forward to these timestamps real quick. I'm just going to play them. I'm not even going to comment. I'm going to play them and then we'll come back tomorrow and talk. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We'll go to 27:45, especially since Al, I don't know if you guys saw, but she was live today and she reviewed this, and I love that for her. So let's see what old Clara Hondra has to say about Owl.
I have something that I want to say to Owl or about Owl. Owl has spent years lying about Negs, lying about me. She continues to lie over and over and over again. And wouldn't you know that Owl is going through a divorce? Now, it just so happens that the state that Owl lives in that state, divorce records are public. And we know how Owl absolutely loves to go through transcripts and go through every excruciating detail of court cases. And we also know that Owl has built an entire brand off of harassing and poking at people who are mentally ill, people with drug problems, even though she's a former crackhead, meth head, whatever she was. And exploiting the mental illness of people who probably should not be on the platform.
That's
to be
true.
honest with you. The
That's
women that
true.
she goes after are very, very deeply mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks it's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be funny, Owl, if somebody went on stream and read every embarrassing, excruciating detail of your divorce?
Ooh, girl.
What happened? Why it is that you guys split up? See, it wouldn't be me. You know why? Because I've been divorced and I know how traumatizing divorce can be. And you've got children, and I'm sure that the kids are not happy with what's going on right now.
Not the kids.
So unlike you, Owl, I don't want to turn this channel into a channel where I kick people when they're down and exploit them when they're going through a bad time. But if somebody else wants to, you think I'm going to sit here and criticize it? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. You had it coming. You had it coming.
That's
for
true.
years.
I'll
you
agree.
Spread every fucking lie that Sam told about Negs.
That's not true.
You spread lies about me. You exploited people's mental illness for money.
That's true. That's true.
You exploited people's legal cases for money. where you provided your ignorant analysis of what was going on.
That's true too.
And then you had the fucking gall to do two things.
Yeah.
One was
Tell her
you
these
reached
things.
out to me to give me fucking relationship advice. Bitch, why don't you take care of what's going on under your roof first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Al.
You, I do not need advice from. Then the other thing was she reached out to get that 911 call, which was something that I was going to get around to doing, but I just happened to be busy. I know, Al, that you do not understand.
Clara's mad because Al beat her to the 911 call. I love this shit. You tell her, Clara.
You don't understand what it means to be busy because you're a bored housewife who sits around smoking pot all day, exploiting and kicking around mentally ill women.
That's true too.
And negs too.
And next too. Next is a
And
mentally
passing
ill
judgment
woman.
and pointing and
Listen.
negs too. And passing judgment and pointing and lying and doing all those things. That's what you do. That is your business plan.
Yeah.
It's pretty faulty.
Wait. I wanted to hear
Mentally
call
ill
Negs a
women.
mentally ill woman again.
And negs too.
Wait.
Exploiting and kicking because you're a bored housewife who sits around smoking pot all day,
Yep.
exploiting and kicking around mentally ill women.
Yep.
And negs too.
Yeah.
And passing judgment and pointing and lying and doing all those things. That's what you do. That is your business plan.
Yeah, Al.
It's pretty faulty, I think.
You tell her, Clara.
So no, it won't be me who goes over your divorce records and the transcripts and everything else. It won't be me. But it will be somebody else. It will be.
You
And
count on that.
when they do, will I watch? Sure. Will it be me? No. You know why? That's
Okay, Clara, you don't already said you ain't gonna do it.
the difference between you and me, Elle. That's the difference. I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't
wouldn't
lower
do that.
myself to that level. I may not like you. I may actually despise you. But I wouldn't do it because I'm sure that that divorce is going to have a terrible impact on your kids. And I don't sit around my house smoking pot all day and, exploiting mentally ill people for money. That is disgusting. That is some of the lowest.
Yeah, like Ron. You don't sit around your house all day smoking pot all day and exploiting mentally ill women for money. Yeah, like Ron does. I mean, Al does it too, to be sure. Anyway, I gotta go. Goodbye. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We will finish this tomorrow. I promise.